Hey guys, Dr. Jeremy here, and I wanted to take a minute and just chat with you a little bit about some of the vocabulary and language that we use here in our office at Experience Wellness. As most of you know, if you've tuned into our videos before, we work a lot with kids on the neurosensory spectrum. So we see a lot of kids who've been labeled or diagnosed with things like ADD and ADHD, autism, Aspergers, OCD, anxiety, Tourette's, all these different things, all these different labels. And one thing that we've come to find over the years is that whenever you talk about kids, especially in front of them, they take everything in and they truly understand when they're being talked about, and especially when they're being labeled and when they're being almost talked down to, or being when you are chatting with their parents and really talking about all the behaviors and all the things that maybe they're doing wrong. So one thing we always make sure in our office is that we truly respect that aspect of the relationship with the kids, and that when it's time to really discuss the history and where these kids have been and where these families have been, we make sure that that's a private conversation with mom, so that we're able to keep everything as positive as we possibly can, because we always want kids to know that their bodies are made brilliantly, that truly that our role for them is to restore normal back to their system, and that normal is brilliant. And we don't want them to be stuck thinking that they're broken, or that they're stuck in this certain path and they can't get out of it. So some of the things you'll hear in our office, instead of those certain labels, we might say things like raging bull, or a drunken bull, or a raging drunken bull. Or we might talk about energy. We've got crazy energy all over the place, because it makes it a whole lot easier to say that, oh, this, we're dealing with a raging bull kind of case here. And what that means to us and what that means to parents is sometimes it's like that bull in a china shop kind of kiddo, that there's just so much energy within their system. There's so much energy trapped in their nervous system that their body can't utilize it very efficiently, and it just comes out uncontrollably. And I want to share a quick story of a little guy who's been in our office for the past couple months, and I actually want to show you exactly what it looks like in the objective scans that we do to be what we consider a raging bull. And then I want to give you an opportunity and something you can actually do to tune in and find out more about this exact type of case and this exact type of work that we do and the scans that we're going to talk about actually right away tonight. There's an amazing opportunity tonight that'll tune you into. But this little guy came into our office for the first scan this summer in August, and he actually started care in October. And I wanted to share the scans because this is only 2 months worth of care getting adjusted. And when he first started, he had crazy energy all over the place. He is the textbook definition of what we call a raging bull, meaning just energy that he couldn't control. He couldn't sit still. He would bolt out of the classroom in school. He was constantly getting, I would say, in trouble at school, but needing to be watched and needing to be monitored because he couldn't hold his body still. And it carried over to home. It carried over to sleep. There are so many other aspects to it that as parents you completely understand that kind of stress doesn't just stay in that situation. Oh, he runs out of classroom, okay, we'll just handle that. But it really becomes an issue for the whole family, that they don't work well with siblings, and the whole dynamic of the family changes when you're always on edge trying to handle these stressful situations with a kiddo. And so what I have for you to look at here is what we call an EMG scan, and it literally measures the amplitude of energy coming out of their muscles. So we take sensors that measure from the top down on the muscles, from the top of the spine to the bottom, and we look at what's the output of energy. And what I want to show you here is I want you to pay close attention to all of these red bars, blue bars, green bars. And what this is an actual measurement and output of energy. And we want those numbers to add up to 100. And for this guy right here, his total energy score when he started, I know it's backwards because I'm on a mirrored mode, but it was 240, which means that his body was outputting 140% more than it should be when it's in a normal, efficient state. So what does that mean? It's literally uncontrolled energy that's just being thrown out of his system when he's just in a seated state. We do all of our scans just in a quiet room, sitting in a chair. So when he's just sitting there with literally no external stress happening, his body's outputting 140% too much energy in that state. So what did we do? We started adjusting, and we started putting him, we built a care plan around how do we start to systematically get the energy out of his system, which means a progression of adjustments that are designed specifically for his body to say, how can we release this energy? How can we get his body off the gas pedal and start to almost just like tap the brakes, right? So their body just gets locked into this gas pedal mode where it can't access a brake system to stop. It's energy just spewing out, and all of a sudden what we're able to do is go in very, very lightly and put some input into the nervous system through these chiropractic adjustments that start to just tap the brakes and give his body just enough time to kind of reset and relax and bring some calm to the system. And so a month later, this next scan, so his first adjustment was the beginning of October. This next scan, you'll see up here says 1106, and his total energy, you look at all those colors starting to reduce and come down, that amplitude's really starting to decrease. Total energy dropped down to 166. So, I mean, massive, massive improvement, almost 80-point improvement in energy expenditure and efficiency in his system, which is an amazing response. It's exactly what we want to see. And right away, the reports from mom were that he was having, less outbursts in class, less running away. He hadn't been running out of the classroom since we started his care plan, which is such a huge win. And now this last scan that we just did, actually last week, 12/4/18, you look at it, there isn't a red bar on this, and it's down to 147. So he's literally gone down almost 100% in excess energy that's being thrown out of his system. And what does that mean for him? It means calm. It means his body can become balanced. It means that he can process his environment a whole lot better. He can have better interactions socially with what's going on around him. He can sleep better, because one of the big things when we work with kids, especially these raging bull type kids, is that it's really, really hard to turn your brain off when there's constant noise coming up into it. So if we're able to reduce some of that noise coming into the brain, all of a sudden now they're able to rest, they're able to turn some of that down, they're able to actually sleep, they're able to recover, and their bodies are so much more efficient with the way that they process every single day, which means they learn better, which means they have better social structure, better social environments, they do better in school, they do better with other family members. And overall, what does that mean for a mom? Oh my goodness, it means there's calm. It means it brings calm to the whole family, which can be absolutely priceless when especially this time of year when the holidays are picking up and it seems like the stress just continues to build and build and build. So if we can bring some calm to a family, for us, that's really why we do what we do. We do this so that we can see the entire family dynamic change, so we can change the future for these kids, so they don't get stuck, living a life of labels, living a life of unnecessary, possibly medications, and they can really start to realize the brilliance within when we just bring their bodies back to normal. So if you resonate with this video, if this sounds like a kid that's in your family or a friend of yours that you know, please share this video, tag them in it below, because we're going to put the workshop that we're co-hosting tonight through the National Wellness Foundation. My mentor, Dr. Tony Ebel, who started what we call the Perfect Storm work, is actually hosting this workshop. It's completely free. Go on, get registered, make sure that you get your email registered in there, so that'll get you everything you need kicked back right to you. You can watch it from your own home. And then please get on and share. We're going to be on there as well, so we'll be there. We'll be seeing your comments. We'll be seeing everything live. And we're going to put that link right below this video in the comments section. So I hope you get registered. I hope you share this with your friends. I hope you can get this into the hands of the parents that need it, because we seriously, we can't wait to help. It is such a joy to see families start to become whole again when we start to pump the brakes and we just really start to bring some calm back into the entire family dynamic. And it can literally change an entire family by having one kiddo start getting adjusted and start to be able to access their brakes, so they're not continually on the gas, continually outputting energy as this raging bull going through life. So I hope you get something out of this video, and I hope you share it, and we'll talk to you soon. Let us know if you have any questions and how we can be of service to you moving forward. Get on that workshop tonight, and we'll talk soon.